Good morning and welcome back to CityLine. We are already having a good time with these two. Model trains. I grew up with model trains around our Christmas tree. We celebrated Christmas in our house. And everywhere we went, I was always spying the model trains. Well, if you are a model train lover or if you have children and they've never experienced a model train, this segment is for you. We're going to talk about the Model Train Festival, and I have two amazing women here. Molly Susan Wilmuth. Molly, named after your dad's best friend. And I said, it's a good thing his name wasn't Russell. You are the lead programs manager at Washington State History Museum. Welcome back, Miss Molly.
Thank you so much.
And the socks rock, sister.
Thank you.
Look at this, from head
yes,
to toe.
We have to be festive for the Model Train Festival, of course.
You are like
in the spirit.
You are like the holiday elf that has just showed up here from head to toe. Juliana Verbot.
Close.
Verbort.
Good job.
I had it phonetically. I had it phonetically written down too. So apologies there. You are the marketing and communications director for our beloved Washington State History Museum. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you here,
Glad
both of you. All right, let's get into it. So, question for both of you, and we're going to start with Molly first, and then we're going to go to Juliana. Best thing about the Model Train Festival, what is it?
The joy that fills the museum. Absolutely. Yeah, it's just so festive and so much fun to see so many families come and experience the museum when it's covered in model trains.
What would you add to that?
I would say the intergenerational connection, that it's so great for, in my family, for example, we have college kids, we have teenagers, we have toddlers, we have the grandparents, and to find a nice holiday tradition that appeals to everybody, something that everyone can go do and enjoy. And so to see grandparents chatting with their grandkids and lifting them up to see the trains, I just love that. It's great. And we have families who've come, parents that are bringing their children, the parents came when they were kids, and now they're coming back and bringing their own children. And I love to hear those stories. So it's really great for us in the museum.
I do too, because we've got some pictures here of the festival from yesteryears, and look at the looks on those.
Joy.
Yeah.
Pure joy. So, Juliana, how many model train layouts will there be?
There are 8 in the museum. 8. Yeah, they're huge. They're really big. So they really do take up the whole museum. And the lowest level has large trains at scale that are from Kitsap. And they're the trains that you can ride. So you can go up to Kitsap Live Steamers and ride these trains during the spring and summer. So they bring these in, and they're huge. So you get to see those, and then you get to see other scales of the model trains at multiple scales. They're super detailed. They really are like architectural models almost. They're just so gorgeous and beautiful, and all of the miniatures in the landscapes, and little tiny, like the Almond Roca factory has a little tiny soda machine, and people take a break. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Tiny people too.
No. Where you mentioned Kitsap for the big trains is where we source those trains. Where do the other trains come from?
These are train clubs from all over Western Washington. So these clubs, and they've been coming this is our 24th year of the festival. Many of these clubs have been coming the whole time. So there are these great train clubs that, they pass down through families, and new people join the clubs, and they just keep coming year after year.
Years ago, we had an individual during this train festival that was on at that point, the orange chairs. And this was a collector that is a part of this festival. And it was amazing to me, the amount of time, effort, and the constant acquisition that goes into collecting these trains, in addition to the knowledge that these people have of history around these trains in that time period. I mean, it's like having the Smithsonian of trains right there to learn about. There is something called a train simulator, Molly. What is that?
Well, it's really been a labor of love for our head of facilities. So he discovered this train simulator program that is actually used by engineers. So it's all of this like little technical pieces. And he's put together these layouts, these tracks that people can actually engage with and experience what it's like to be an engineer on a train.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely incredible.
Almost like a virtual reality. You step up into this apparatus, and it's like you are at the front of a train driving a train.
No.
You feel what it takes to take off with that weight, and you feel what it takes to stop with that weight. And you have this gorgeous visual in front of you taking you along the tracks. It's really fun. If you ever wanted to be an engineer or drive a train,
this is your
chance.
opportunity.
Okay, I'm there because I mean I'm always watching the trains go by the waterfront, and I said to my wife the other day as we were driving, I said, "What do you think it's like to be an engineer in that train?" I said, "Do you think it's lonely? Do you think they're sleep deprived? What does it feel like?" Okay, well now I'm going to find out. This is great.
At ours, it's cookie fueled, right? So.
Right.
Oh, I love that even better.
You won't be hungry.
So when the kids see the trains and they want to play with the trains, how do you meet that need, Molly? Because, I mean, all of us are kids at heart, and if you tell me not to touch, I'm going to touch.
Absolutely. And us museum people are kind of the worst about that.
Good.
Too. So we know that it's really important to have those hands-on opportunities. So down on the second floor in what we call the activity room, which I believe is hosted by South Sound Magazine this year, sponsored by them. These great hands-on opportunities, which include like Lego play and Lincoln Logs, and it's a great opportunity for kids, again, of all ages, to kind of get their hands on something and build out their own versions of trains and what they see throughout the rest of the museum.
Oh, perfect for those big and little kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's really fun to see, parents and grandparents on the floor engaging with kids and kind of reliving their own childhood by building those Lincoln Log Lego sets. It's so much fun.
That's how it started in our house. My father grew up with trains, and he was going to make sure his children grew up with trains. And talk about an old phrase, a Kodak moment in the museum of grandparent and child on the floor. Let's talk about what else we can see at the museum while we're there, because I've been watching my Instagram with Miss Mary Michael Stump, so I know, but you tell our audience what's coming up.
Well, you mentioned that this is almost like the Smithsonian of Train exhibition.
Yes!
And we have a Smithsonian exhibition opening. So Train Fest opens on Friday, the Model Train Festival, and on Saturday we open a fantastic new exhibition called Men of Change, Power, Triumph, Truth. This comes from the Smithsonian Traveling Exhibition Services. We're only the second stop for this exhibition, and will be the only stop in the Pacific Northwest for this exhibition. It shares the stories of over 24 African-American men, past and present, who have contributed significantly and changed the course of our country through culture, politics, sports, arts, all different venues. The exhibition features a lot of really bold, large contemporary art to help tell these stories, poetry, literary excerpts. It's phenomenal. And as I said, we'll be the only place in the Northwest to see this. So that opens Saturday.
I'm going to be the one at the front door going open, open on Saturday morning.
Let me in.
Let me in, exactly. So while I'm walking around the museum, and I know me, I'm constantly thinking about where am I going to get a cup of coffee? Where am I going to get a cookie? I'm hungry. And if I'm thinking that, I know other people are thinking that. Is there a place for us to take a break and kind of nosh?
Absolutely, yes. We find cookies very important as well, and coffee.
Of course.
We have a cafe on our plaza. It's Anthem, and it's the Anthem that's right across from the University of Washington, Tacoma, if you're not familiar with where the History Museum is. So you can stop into Anthem and get some fresh coffee. They also offer beer and wine, apple juice, things for children too, and there's sandwiches and snacks and all of that. They're just right outside our main front door.
They are.
And History Museum members get a discount at Anthem. So if you're a member of the Washington State Historical Society, be sure to mention that.
I would highly recommend the taquitos. That also fuels elves.
I highly recommend a wet cappuccino. That's my order there.
Yes.
And they make cappuccinos like I had in Europe.
Perfection.
They know how to do it.
Delicious.
So speaking of things in Europe that I found difficult was parking. What kind of parking are we going to have around the museum for families that are bringing the whole tribe?
Absolutely. So we're really lucky to have 2 separate parking lots at the History Museum itself. So we have an upper and lower lot, easy access into the building. Incredible to have that amenity at the History Museum. But then, of course, you can also park down at Tacoma Dome and use the link for free.
Oh, there we go.
So there's plenty of parking available and easy ways to get to the History Museum.
That's a win-win. That's a win-win-win, because then when you're done, you can take the link back and hang out in Freight House Square.
Absolutely.
Which also has some fabulous attractions. Molly, is there an extra cost for this event, and do I have to order tickets in advance if I'm bringing generations upon generations?
Such a good question. No, we don't charge extra. It is strictly museum admission, regular museum admission, and free for members. So when you buy your membership, that provides free access not only to all of our incredible exhibitions, but this event.
And can we just talk about the gift of an experience? We were talking about this, about stuff versus experiences, and people in my family all want an experience this year. I can't think of a better gift. If you're thinking of getting me a gift, get me a museum membership. Because, I mean, to have a cup of coffee and then to walk next door and to be able to roam around the Washington State History Museum, I can't think of a better thing. So memberships for Christmas, yes?
And can I also add to that we, in December this year, we have a membership special. So if you buy your membership in December, you get admission to this year's Model Train Festival. You'll get admission to next year's special 25th anniversary Model Train Festival. And you'll also get admission. We're adding an additional 3 months. So your memberships that are purchased in December are good for 15 months through the end of March 2021.
There we go.
And we're bringing an exhibit called Animation Academy, which people will love this exhibit. It's, if you remember Toytopia, when we brought that, it's the same company that produced Toytopia.
I love
So you'll be able to come to both of the train fests, all of the exhibitions in between. We've got lots of great stuff coming up. Your membership gives you discounts on special programs like our History After Hours programs.
So get online and get a membership.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you both so much for being here, for all the beautiful work that you have done.
I have a gift for you.
Well, let me see.
For Train Festival, your own train
Thank you.
fascinator. And I want everyone to know that we have these collectible buttons for Model Train Festival. So be sure to ask for your collectible button when you come in.
I love
Now
you
you're
both.
ready to go.
Thank you so much.
You look wonderful.
That looks
thank you.
fabulous.
Happy holidays, and I'll see you at the museum on Saturday.
See you at the
Terrific. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
When we come back, we will have Northwest Furniture Bank in the house. That's a great story. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back.